Okay, thank you everyone for taking the time from your day to sit in for the orientation event. Very much appreciated. So to start off the session, I would first like to kind of introduce myself. I'm Neha. I'm the marketing manager here at 𝑗, and joining us in this session is 𝗣𝗀. He's going to be your trainer and mentor for the data analytics course. Now, in today's session, we will be discussing about 𝑗's training program very briefly, the course and course components, and then in the end, we're going to have a quick little Q&A session as well. So to begin, I'll begin with an introduction and a brief overview of 𝑗. So to put it in short, 𝗤 was primarily established as a company that provided ICT education and job empowerment opportunities to international candidates, much like yourselves here in Australia. And the training aims to help the candidates with a very special focus on international candidates, especially to navigate the Australian job landscape and to not waste your time, effort, finance, money, and all these things, trying to do everything by yourself, but rather just to make you job ready from point A to point B, point A being where you are and point B being the job. And as you can see, 𝗤's success rate proudly stands at more than 98% when it comes to data analytics, or you can almost say like 100% success rate. And we have been conducting our job ready programs since 2019. And up till now, we have like over 1,000 of students who have successfully landed jobs through our training program. And as you can see, one of the primary goals of our training program, like I said, is to help the candidates, navigate the Australian job landscape and by default, the global job landscape without wasting your finances, your time, or your energy. Our program provides, a bridge between, to close the gap between between you and the job. So in other words, our training program is to primarily make you be enabled in both technical skills as well as behavior skills to become a very good and valuable asset to any of the employers in Australia or companies who are looking to hire you. So let's move. So as you can see, it usually has two components. The first one is the course itself, which is a 12 weeks course, and the next one is the career counseling. So I'll be telling you a little bit about career counseling, and then I'll hand over the presentation to 𝗣𝗀, and he will take over for the course part. So in career counseling, obviously, like you are going to get technical skills as well, but the main aim of our program is to make you a good asset, and that includes behavior skills as well. So your behavior skill training is going to get covered in the career counseling part. So as you can see, we will cover your resume building elements, your cover letter building elements, your LinkedIn profile. We are going to conduct mock interview sessions and help you with drafting professional and business emails. So all of these things are going to get covered in the career counseling part. And one of the major highlights is that assistance is going to be given to you until you land the job. So no matter how long it takes, we will be there guiding you and helping you and making sure that you are doing everything right and in alignment with the Australian job landscape. So these are some of the 𝗤 benefits that we provide. This part is basically for, in case you have a question about why you should go with 𝗤, when there are other resources, other platforms available, free resources are there in YouTube and Skillshare and all these things. So basically why 𝗤 is better option. So number one is live and personalized learning experience. So unlike pre-recorded courses, like Udemy, Skillshare, unlike all those things, we offer a very personalized attention, tailored learning experience. Our trainer, 𝗣𝗀, he is an industry veteran. He's active in the field right now as well. And he's been active for like many, many years. And he knows the industry. So he's going to be able to adapt the content and pace the content to suit your individual needs based on your strength and your weaknesses. So it's kind of like, why go with Skillshare or Udemy or other platforms where it's basically a recorded session? But with us, it's very live, it's personalized. Any doubts you have about anything, you can instantly just interact with 𝗣𝗀 and he's going to give you the answer and guide you. Next one, both online, in-person attendance is available. So, online classes better than physical classes or vice versa. It kind of depends on your individual preference. In our case, both is, available. Next one, 6 months leeway. So what this means is, once you join our course, but for whatever reason you are not able to continue with us, like you're sick or you have to go back home or whatever the reason it is, in such cases, we can provide you with 3 to 6 months leeway as well, like a break. And then after 3 to 6 months, if you want to rejoin the course, you can rejoin without paying any sort of extra rejoin charges or anything like that. So next one is no program limitations. This means that once you join with us, we are going to be helping you until you land the job. So there's no time limitation on how long the program is going to last. We will try our very absolute best and give our 100% to make sure that you land the job after the training completion. But in some cases, some people take a bit longer to land the job than others. In such cases, we will not let you go entirely. We will be there. So in any guidance you need, we'll keep helping you. Next one is real world projects. So there's not going to be any sort of heavy theoretics here. It's all based on real world projects, what is actually being done in the Australian job landscape. So those are the things that we are going to be teaching you instead of like university theories or heavy heavy coursework like that. So it's basically like you will be going from one job to the next. You can see that as the experience. And obviously class recording. So you will be provided with the class recordings at the end of each class. So you can do revisions in your own time as well. And these are some of the potential job opportunities for data analytics. Obviously, it's gaining like a significant traction across various economic sectors, not just in Australia, but like globally as well. And the scope is very vast. It impacts a lot of industries. I think 𝗣𝗀 is going to talk a bit more about this in his presentations. But basically, what I want to say is that data analytics is one of those future-proof jobs that is actually very growing in an upward trajectory, especially in the coming years. And our entire point is that this last stretch of 2025, you can get trained and then you can start the new year, which is 2026, by being employed. So basically, this is, these are all the jobs that you can access after completing the training. So once again, this is some of the reasons, curriculum is created by industry veterans. Our entire principal foundation of the Job Ready program is to help international candidates because we kind of know how difficult it is for some of us who are not originally from Australia, who like came over here, and we are kind of having some sort of difficulties navigating the Australian job landscape. Either we are not getting callbacks from interviews, or our applications are like being rejected without any reasoning. Or whatever the case may be, we're kind of having difficulties. So our entire principal foundation is to help international candidates kind of navigate the Australian job landscape. And like I said, help and guidance until you land the job. Our program is also a great choice to build networks as well, because we already have a very large pool of trainees who trained with us and have gone on to land jobs in the data analytics sector, and they have like upskilled and they have also like grown in their positions as well in the companies that they got hired in. So we already have a great choice and a very large talent pool to build networks as well, which you can benefit from in the future. And then next one, course heavily focuses on real world projects, like I said, and there is ample flexibility and there's always cooperation and help from our team to you to make you into a good asset. So these are some of the program preparations that you're going to need. We used to work with Skype before, but since Skype is being shut down, everyone kind of is migrating to Teams. So once you enroll with us, you will be using Teams. It's basically like WhatsApp. We will make a Teams group for you. so that everyone is going to get grouped together into one single batch. And Saurabh is also going to be there. And then if you have any doubts, questions, or anything like that, you can just directly ping on Teams, and your friends and your trainer can instantly help you. And the next one is AMS. So AMS is the Academic Management System. This is a portal that we created. So basically all your class recordings, class materials, resources, all these things are going to be over here. Once you enroll with us, we will provide you with the AMS login details, and then you can log in and access the resources. So basically Teams and AMS. Teams is free to download also, by the way, if you haven't used this before. Okay, and these are some of the frequently asked questions. We will get back to the frequently asked questions towards the end, after Saurabh's presentation. So I would just like to hand over the presentation to Saurabh now. Over to you.
Uh, Thanks, Neha. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thanks everyone for joining today's session. And my name is Saurabh, and I've been running this course for almost 5 years now with Extra Tech. And currently, I work for a bank, ING Bank, as a customer insights analyst. But before that, I have worked for Westpac. I worked for Sydney Train. I worked for NBN. Uh, in last 10 years in Australia, I have done my master's in data analytics from University of Sydney. And before that, 5 years I've worked back in India also as a SQL developer. So that's more like almost been in this industry for 15 years now. Uh, I have a small presentation to go through to explain you everything what we teach in this course, what is the future, uh, how AI has impacted everything. So, and then in the end, we can have our Q&A. Let me share my screen first. Neha, if you could allow me to share screen.
Yes, give me a second. There you go.
Yep. Uh, Let me know once you all can see my screen.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, easy. Yep. So, welcome everyone to the orientation. I'll tell you like what data analytics do every day. What are the skills needed in Australia? Why data analyst or data science jobs are increasing in the market? What is the future of data analyst? Uh, as of today, what is the job market, and what you will learn in this course, and what is the future after this course? Okay. Um, so quickly, just to tell you what data analysts do or what I do, uh, we get a lot of problems from our stakeholders. Stakeholders are people with whom I work. For example, if I'm working in a bank, they might come up with why we are losing customers. So that could be a problem, why customers are closing account with us. Okay. So what we do is we collect the customer's data. So we have different data sources. We collect that data, and data is not always like clean. It could have a lot of issues. So we try to clean that data. Then we perform some analysis, and then we share our findings with our stakeholders. It could be any finding. It could be that um, like a particular age group of customers are leaving us, or probably uh, people who are close to retirement are leaving us. So it could be any reason, but these kind of problems we solve. So you have a problem, you get the data, you clean the data, you do analysis, and you share that findings with your stakeholders. So this is in a very high level what a data analyst do. Why it is so much of demand? Because it's not a very technical job. It doesn't involve a lot of coding. It is quite a business oriented job. You need to understand the business as well. And it has got minimum coding. So it's quite easy to learn. Salaries are good. Starting is from 70,000 to $100,000. Once you have a good experience, you go 5 to 6 years experience, you can earn around 200K as well. But starting is around 70,000 to 100,000 in Australia, depending on your skill set. Uh, Data analysts is needed in all the sectors. Like I've worked in banking sectors, I've worked in telecom, I've worked in transport, I've worked in e-commerce. But even if you go, there's a lot of data analysts needed in government sectors, uh, like of McDonald's, KFC, the food and beverages companies. So every sector needs a data analyst now. The reason they need it is because there's so much of data. Uh, Australian government is investing a lot of money in the data and AI innovation as well. So there's a lot of government things running. as I said, easy to enter. Like the skills needed are easy. It's not very technical. There's a bit of a coding, but it's not a very coding, like a coding job. So people who are afraid of coding can still go into it because there's not too much of coding involved. It's a friendly job in a way. It's a hybrid. For example, I go 3 days to the office and 2 days I work from home. So most of the company has this hybrid structure that few days you work from home and few days you work from the office. Um, Job security, 1.2 million tech roles by 2030. Okay. Um, what you will learn in this course first is Excel. Excel is still heavily used, so you'll be learning about Excel. Then we have a SQL, which is structured query language, so that you will learn. Data warehouse. Data warehouse concepts are important because this is what we use for reporting purpose. So I'll tell you what data warehouse is. A lot of people are confused between database and data warehouse. They think it's the same thing, but it's not. Then we learned two visualization tools. One is Power BI and Tableau. These two are the most common tools which are used in the market. Uh, then we also teach you pandas, especially the Python, but pandas library in Python. Um, as a data analyst, like a junior data analyst, you might not be using Python, but in the future, if you want to grow, you still need to learn this. So we'll build up a strong foundation so that in future, when you're trying to change job, you have a good foundation. There's a process called ETL, which is extract, transformation, loading. We'll tell you how that process works because that process is very important from data analytics. We'll also tell you some AI, like how we have been using AI now for our data analytics. Then Jira is more like a project management tool because when you're working, there are a lot of projects which you work on, so you have to understand this tool. So these are the skills you will be learning. These are technical skills. Then you'll be learning a lot of business skills as well, like what is KPI. So KPI is like key performance indicator, but I'll tell you like why it is important for the companies. Like companies have KPIs like revenue, what is the customer lifetime value, what is the total profit. These are like KPIs. Also, how we work in the office, how we communicate, how we uh, ask questions, and all that will be discussed. We'll be doing a lot of business cases, real life business scenarios, which will help you to understand how we are using the skills to solve problems. As I said, you always work for stakeholder. This is the most important skill. You go for any interview, doesn't matter if you're data analyst, you go for any interview, this skill is the most important, stakeholder management, because these are the people whom you work. They are the people who give you the work to do. Uh, Bit of agile thinking, time management. Uh, when you'll be preparing for the counseling, we tell you STAR method. STAR method is widely used in Australia. STAR means situation, task, action, result. So this is the method everyone prefers. We will help you build your LinkedIn profile and also will help you to build your portfolio with all the projects we do. So apart from technical skills, these will be the business skills which are important for our data analytics roles. Uh, these are some important, like, for example, if I show you this is seek.com, this is a job hunting website. So if I refresh it, so as of now, sorry, there are 3,500 jobs in Australia. As I said, average salary is 100K, and in 5 years, there's a growth of 23.2%. So there'll be more jobs in 5 years, 23% increase in data analytics jobs. So data analytics jobs are not affected by AI, whereas a lot of other roles have been impacted. And job satisfaction is quite good. It's 4.0. So a lot of people are thinking that data analytics jobs are reducing. No, it's not. There are 3,500 jobs and there will be growth of 23.2%. Uh, this is also done by Australian government. This is also available online. You can search it. They built up a report upon National Skills Commission where what are the emerging occupations in Australia and how new skills are changing Australian jobs. So this survey is done by Australian government. It's a long report of 12 pages, but if you uh, talk about emerging occupations, data analytics is on second number. Okay, so this entire report is available online. You can search on the government emerging jobs occupation. So data analytics is still on the second number in Australian government. Uh, Also, there's another thing which is done by 25 emerging roles in Australian job market. This is done by Human Resource Director. If you look at this one as well, uh, as of now, number one is data analytics. I'll tell you the reason why it is growing so much. We'll come to that as well. Few reasons, that it's easy to learn. A lot of companies have so much of data. Like right now, we have apps for everything, like Domino's, McDonald's, every even small company have their app. So we are giving so much of data, and that data is very useful. Okay, now, yeah, so these were the role. Neha has already talked about a lot of roles. So earlier we only had data analytics, but now all these new roles have come out: risk analyst, supply chain analyst, environment analyst, CI analyst. This is what my role is right now in the bank. Okay, so there are a lot of roles which you can do. Now, impact of AI. This is a lot of things where people are getting worried, like AI is impacting a lot of roles. First of all, uh, does anyone like know how these Chat GPT and Gemini or any tool works? Anyone has any idea? Any rough idea? No. So what happens is you have to train these models. Okay. So there's a lot of data which we give them to train these models, and then they start become answering. That's how they become better and better. So to provide them data, we need to give them the clean data. So data analysts still are doing that job. They're still getting that data ready for these smart tools, which is ChatGPT or Gemini or Meta. So as of now, data analysis is still very relevant because even to build these models, you need data, and the data is not very clean. So we still need data analysts. Okay. Also, it might kind of do help you in automating some of things, but AI cannot take decisions on your behalf, right? Like if you're in a data analyst, you can AI cannot take any decision that okay, you should do this. Okay, it has to be a human who take decisions. At the data analytics, when you talk to your stakeholders, when you discuss some problem, you have to take some decision which only a human can take. Other thing is, which is very relevant in Australia and even globally as well, is that the safety of data. How safe is your data? Because a lot of time you hear this news that data has been hacked or data has been leaked. So companies doesn't trust giving the data to these AI tools. Even I work in the bank, we are not allowed to use any AI agents like ChatGPT or because it's just about the safety of customers' data. We are not sure like how safe is our data when we share it with the. So that's why AI is there, but AI is not impacting data analytics jobs for sure because of these reasons. And plus, even to build AI, we need data analysts because to train these models, we need data, and to get that data, data analyst has to clean that data, transform the data, and supply it to these tools. So that's why it's not much impacted. And as I said, a lot of people think that data analytics job is decreasing. No, but if you can Google all these things, it's still available. Like you go to Seek and you can see how this job market is changing. And this data refreshes every day. So you can check every day, these numbers will change. So actually it's not decreasing, it's still in demand, and its demand's gonna be increasing. So a lot of people have thought like data analytics job is not relevant, but it is very relevant as of now as well. Yeah. Uh, I'll stop sharing my screen now. Uh, Virtuous Gupta, yeah, Transformers. Yeah, you can say Transformers. Yeah, but anyways, I'm open to any kind of question you have. Feel free to ask any kind of question. It could be any doubts you have. Just feel free. That's also a very good skill for a data analyst to ask a lot of questions. So feel free to ask any question.
Uh, Hello, Saurav sir. This is Rajan here.
Yes, Rajan.
Yeah, my background is not from IT. I mean, I'm from accounting background, so it's completely new field to me. So I'm little bit confused. I mean, whether my decision is going to be right or, I mean, because the background is completely different, whether I'll be able to do or not.
I was never from IT background as well. My background is from electronics and electrical. I did my studies in electronics and electrical, then I moved to data analytics. So the reason could do so well is, as I said, it doesn't involve a lot of what do you call it, coding. It involves a lot of thinking. For example, if you like to solve puzzles, like simple puzzles, maybe you have a lot of games and all where you have to think and enjoy, then it's more that kind of job, right? And it doesn't mean that you will get very difficult problem on day one. Slowly, slowly you build that, right? So that's why I said the job is data analytics is so much of in demand because the skills are very easy to learn, right? All you need is bit of determination, bit of focus, and a will to learn. It's not very complicated like C++ or Java or something where you have 10,000 lines of code and all. No. And these days coding has become a bit more easy because of these AI tools. That's why I say, like, in this course, I'll be teaching you how to use AI tools to make your main focus. So in a very simple language, it's 60% is about your how you think and how you look at the problem. 40% is using your technical skills. Okay. And I'm sure you must have used Excel in your life, like, right? So you know Excel, basic of
Yeah.
Excel. Uh, SQL is very English language. If you do your research, if you Google it, you will be seeing SQL is not that like Java, where you have to, it's not an object-oriented programming. It's a very structured query language. It's quite English. If you like read those commands, it's very English, plain English language. So it's not that difficult, to be honest. And yes, in this course, we give you a lot of real life scenarios and problems so that you develop that thinking as well, how to approach a problem. So it doesn't matter like what background you have. If you have a desire to learn, uh, it could be 100% a right course for you, right?
So one more question, sir. I mean, while hiring, these companies, I mean, see the certificate or any degree, or it will be enough to find a job with these
Okay.
certifications.
Okay, I'll tell you, in Australia, like doesn't matter even when I do a lot of hiring, we do look at your resume, but we are not too much worried about your certifications, okay? Because what will happen is when we take our interviews, we come to know that whether you know it or not, right? And even data analytics interview uh, are like bit of a technical, but more of a they try to understand how you look at the problem, how you solve your problems, okay? So certifications are okay to have, but it doesn't give you any benefit like for a job hunting. Okay, so that's why in this course we try to prepare you with those skills which are important for the interview and also to work as well. Because a lot of people, what they do is they get the job, but they're not able to survive in that job because they don't have that knowledge how to work. For example, stakeholder management is a very important skill, and a lot of people are not aware what stakeholder management is. Right? These are the people whom you work with. You might be very good, but if you can't talk to your stakeholders properly, when I say properly, is more like in a business way to communicate your things, it becomes a problem for them. So it's okay to have everything, but it won't give you any benefit as well. Like, right? Even if you do like masters from super good university, like I did from University of Sydney, but nobody ever asked me like what did I learn in university. They asked me questions to know whether I know it or not. So that's where we focus on very practical skills here, and we focus on very only those skills which are important to work in Australia, right? Because there's so much of knowledge right now, but we don't know what knowledge is relevant to us, right? There's so much of data right now, or like so much of study material online that you don't know what to learn and what not to learn, right? So here we focus completely on what is important for you. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
We have a question from Virtual. Is Master of Data too overqualified or different skills for data science? Uh, okay. To answer your question, so data science and data analyst. Okay. So I would say people jump from data analyst to data science because data science involves bit of your more Python programming, right? But before that, as I said, like before you reach to data science stage, you need to have your data ready, which is extracting data, transforming data, and loading data. So those are the skills from data analytics. So once you are very good with those skills, then you can jump to data science. So uh, even what we do, like people who want to move to data science, they start as a data analyst and then slowly move towards your data science because you need to have a data analytics skills first to move to data science. It's more like you start, like, I mean, you start with a scooter or a bike and then you move to a car. Sometimes you can start from car as well, but again, like, I mean, basic approach is like you start from basics. So uh, that is there. So you're not overqualified by masters of data. It just you have the right skill to move to data science as well. And I said, like for data science, you need to have a bit of statistics knowledge. Statistics knowledge are really important, like different algorithms and all. And then you need to have a good background with Python or R language. Does that answer your question, Virtuous, or do you still have any confusion? Oh, that was from Arusha. Sorry. Uh, no, no, no. Okay, like my degree was mostly R, statistics, machine learning, Python. However, I was not much SQL or Power BI. I was not tough much. Okay, so you have done your just let me finish my work. Like my degree was mostly R, statistics, machine learning, and Python. However, I was not taught much SQL or Power BI. Yeah, so that's what I said. Like, I mean, okay, you have all the degrees, and it's good that you have a strong foundation with like R, statistics, machine learning. But as I said, like you need to have a Power BI is still not relevant. SQL is important. Power BI is not important. If you want to go into data science role, Power BI is not relevant for you, but SQL is because all the data comes through SQL. So without SQL, you cannot. Without SQL, you cannot be data analyst. You cannot be data scientist. You cannot be data engineer. SQL is like a salt. If you want to make a food, any kind of food, you need salt. So SQL is like that. Without SQL, you cannot do any role. So SQL is very, very important. It's the beginning, it's the first step for any data analytics or data science role. Power BI, you don't need as a data scientist. Okay. Now I have a question from Arusha. Hi, I'm a recent Master of Data Analytics graduate and I'm preparing for data engineering. Is it possible to get a data engineering role as a fresher or do I need to start as a data analyst? Uh, okay. Uh, See, it's not impossible to get a data engineering role for sure. But for data engineering role, you have to have a very strong command with like the Python and the ETL process, which is extraction, transformation, and loading, because that's what data engineers mostly do. They build data pipelines and all to kind of make flow of data. But as I said, like if you start with data analytics, it's good because in data analytics you do bit of a ETL process as well, so you get a bit of a strong foundation of ETL, and then you can move towards data engineering role. So, as I said, data analytics would be a good start. But if you really want to move to data engineering role, uh, it might be a bit difficult to get like a first job as a data engineering role without any experience, right? Because data engineering role is a 100% technical role. There's no business involved. It's a 100% technical role. With data analysis, only 40% technical role, 60% is business oriented game. So that's why, because it's a very technical role, they need bit of a experience in data analytics, sorry, in data engineering. I have still taught myself the fundamentals still Windows function or SQL is enough for entry data engineering role. See, Virtuous, you might know the concepts. I'm not doubting those concepts, skills. It's not about knowing, it's about application, how well you can use them to solve a problem, right? You might know everything, but you might not be able to. So, for example, when we take interviews, we don't ask you, can you tell me what window function is? No, we won't tell you like this. We'll ask you a question more in a business language. For example, I'll ask you, uh, okay, can you tell me, suppose if you're giving an interview for Qantas, so I'll ask you a question like this. Can you tell me the first 10 flights which departed from Sydney airport today in the morning? So now you have to decide what I have to use here. So nobody will ask you, can you tell me this function or this thing? They always ask you a business question like this. Okay. Or they might tell you, okay, tell me how many people used Opal card or how many people use MasterCard and how many people use Visa card today to travel from this destination to this destination. So you might know the skills, you might know a lot of things, but bigger problem is application. A lot of people don't know what to use and where. So that is where we focus too much in this course as well. Because technical is okay. You go to like you might find it on Google, YouTube, but it's the application which is more important. And when you'll be learning this course, you'll realize that okay, you know a lot of things, but when it comes to application, you get confused what to use where, right? So it's good to have a knowledge. It will definitely help you out. But application is more important, especially in the interview. They're not going to ask you, can you tell me what is joins or those? No, no. They're going to ask you a bit of a questions in a very business language because every requirement you get is in a business language. They don't tell you in technical language. They tell you a problem in a business language. For example, we are losing customers. Can you find out why we are losing customers, right? So they will always come with business problems. Okay, Virtuous, does that answer your question? Uh, Arusha, do you have any question? Anyone has any other question? Feel free to ask.
Yes, actually, I do have a question. Hi,
Yes,
Saurabh.
please.
So I just wanted to ask you, like, with this course, right? So basically, like, if you have not worked like in this field or you do not have any technical knowledge, so basically we will be working on those skills, right? We will be learning SQL and Power BI and all these skills, right? Even if we have no knowledge, like where we are coming from, or
Yeah, it doesn't matter what your background is, even if you're from accounting or any
yeah,
background, we'll start from level zero. Like from very basic, we will start. Sometimes students who have a knowledge from, they might feel, okay, this is very basic, but I start from level
yeah,
zero, assuming that you have no knowledge. And it's just not about teaching technical part. Then I give you a lot of
yeah,
problems which I solved in my day-to-day life so that you know how to use them. See, it's about application, right?
yeah,
Correct. Like, for example, when you were a student, you know what addition is, like 2 plus 2 is 4, right? But then you
yeah,
came to know that it's useful when you go for shopping, right? The application is when you go for shopping, you know how much I would get a return. Yeah, so application is important. Where you can use those skills is the key thing. So we'll be doing a lot of so every topic we finish up, we will have some problems. Once you finish up the entire Excel, you will have an entirely Excel kind of a small project. Then you'll have some lot of questions in SQL. In the end, we will have a combined project where you will use Excel, SQL, everything together so that you have a strong foundation. And you can I'll also tell you like how you can make your own portfolios which you can put in your resume, and that can help when you apply for a job with no experience. That portfolio helps the recruiter to understand, okay, though this person is new, but they have done a lot of learning and they have done a lot of projects on their own, and from the project they come to know, okay, they have a knowledge and they can do it. So that's where our main focus is. So it's just not the technical knowledge we are worried about. That is 30% of this whole course where you're feeling. 70% is like how to use those to solve different kind of a problem as a data analyst. Right?
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
And just another question, sorry. So generally, I wanted to ask you, like, um, once we complete this course, generally, how long does it take? Like, I know it might be different for different students, but generally, how long does it take to actually land in a job once you have completed this course?
See, it's a very difficult question to answer because whatever I say is a very like it based, as you said, it depends on the student who is, and
Yeah,
also it also depends also, like, I mean, for example, I'll tell you, like, suppose you get interview calls, right? And
yeah,
then you're not able to do well in the interviews, right?
yeah.
So I'll tell you a very simple example. There's a student of mine, very good, but then when it came to interview, that person was struggling a bit, right? So then I had to like focus more on the interview. So it took more time for him, right?
Okay.
But then there was a person who was okay, but was very good with their interview skills because he focused a lot on the interview and could get a job easily. So
Yeah.
uh, if I have to tell you, it could be from 1 to 4 months, depending.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, if I start looking for a job for myself today, it would take around a month even for me to find a new job, right? So it's not that you don't have those skills, but the process is also like, it's not like when you apply, you will get a call straight away. There's
Yeah.
a deadline that suppose you apply, application closes on 16th of December. After that, they shortlist, then they give a call, then they take an interview, then they do the second interview. So the process is also a bit not like a 1 day process. It's take 2 to 3 weeks to complete the whole process. You get my point? And
Yeah.
they interview. So process itself can take 4 weeks. So that's why I'm saying like minimum 1 to 4 months it would take. And then again, like you have to be very sincere in this, like during your job hunting and even your learning phase, right? Uh, if you're just feeling that you just enroll yourself in this course and you don't do anything, you'll get a job. No, it's not happening. You
Yeah.
have to do the hard work, to be honest. It's more like if you join a gym,
Yeah.
you won't get a like a healthy body. You need to work hard in the gym. You have to be very disciplined and you have to be very regular, right?
Yeah.
So it's the
That's
same thing with this course. It's just not enrollment will give you success. You have to be disciplined, you have to be a bit sincere, and you have to ask many questions. Don't like a lot of students who sometimes they feel that somebody someone else will ask or we will ask next time. Just don't feel that hesitation. Just
Okay.
like ask and yeah, do the hard work. That's would help you.
So generally, like in a week, like do you reckon like how much time we need to allocate towards learning, like 1 hour every day, or because it has to be consistent, right? Like
Okay, I'll tell you this. I try to go very slow in this course because I understand everyone is doing some other casual job or they're also doing some studies at the same time. So I know like you are also busy. So I try to uh, cover everything in the class, but if you could give an hour every day would be enough, right? So that I would recommend to you. But sometimes I can understand like you do a job, you do your studies, you get tired, you cannot give a day. And that's why like even during the class, I'll give you enough time that you do all your things in the class. But if you can spare out every day an hour, that would be nice.
yeah,
Or at
because
least
I have
make up that,
like
sorry.
sorry, go on.
I would say like just target it in a week. At least I'll spend 7 hours. So even if you can't do every day, then spend Saturday and Sunday 3 hours.
Okay,
Just
so I
target it in a week. Yep.
okay. So basically, okay, got it. Thank you so much. And just last question. So basically, I work full time now, like, and then I'll be looking forward to switch full time. Maybe in like if there is an opening inside my company where I'm working right now, or like a new company, whatever the case is. But is there like more flexible options for like part time roles as well for business analyst roles, or do we look
It
forward
could
to full time only?
it could depend, but you have higher chances for when you look for a full-time opportunities. There could be some startups who could prefer, or sometimes what happens is even like I work in a bank, so we have flexible arrangement that okay, because a lot of people have family responsibilities, or they have a newborn baby, or they have their parents to look after, or
Yeah.
it could be anything. So what they do is okay, we'll only work 3 days in a week.
Yeah.
Right. So you start as a full-time employee. Once you finish up your probation, because you need to finish your probation first. Once you become clear your probation, then you can always look for flexible options. Okay, I can only work 3 days in a week. So they'll look for some options to help you out. In Australia, that's a good thing that they support your flexible work arrangements.
Great. Thank you so much for that. That's all questions I have. Really appreciate it. Thanks.
No worries, thanks. Uh, Another question from 𝗲𝗔. I just finished my master. Is it a good idea to go back to India for a month or two? Is the interview process generally online, or we have to be physically present? Uh, 𝗲𝗔, mostly the interviews are online, but again, like you have to be on the phone, you have to sync with Australian time. Uh, if you so this course can be online as well and physical as well. So if you're even in India, you can still attend this course. Uh, if you're planning to go to India now, I won't. I would say you can because it's going to be Christmas break and also it's a month wouldn't make any difference. And plus, you'll be learning. So if you want to go now, that's fine. Because you'll be learning, you'll be attending this course, so that's fine. But my advice is when you're looking for a job, it's better to be in Australia. I'm not saying that it's impossible to get jobs from India, but it's better to like apply for jobs and do it from Australia. But yeah, when you're learning this course, so right now, if you go, that's fine. Okay.
Sorry, just a last
Sorry, sir.
question.
So, anyone? Okay. Rajan, you want to go ahead first?
Yeah. Will there any, I mean, after finishing this course, will there any internship or any practical knowledge beside this application that we learn?
There'll be a lot of
Will there
projects.
any?
There'll be a lot of projects we'll be doing, which will be real projects. Like those data would be actually from the like actual government websites. And plus, we'll be building your portfolio, which you can put in your resume as a. So those things will be there. And as I said earlier, it's not like this course is we are there till you get a job. So our services are available till you land up a job. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Harman, you had a question, right?
Yeah, I was just like gonna ask you that along with this course, while we are doing, and if we are planning to do master's degree, if we are
Mhm.
planning, we can still do the master's degree as well, like basically masters of like business analyst, analytics, or anything, or like if we are just planning?
See, I
For
mean, you can do anything. I mean, this course is not stopping you from anything. It's about your time management and what you're trying to achieve. If you're doing it to, like, if that's going to help you in some way. So, I mean, until I don't understand why you want to do masters, I can, if it's for visa purpose, you can still do it. If it's just for the knowledge purpose, you feel like it's going to add up something to your job hunt, um, then probably it won't make much difference, to be honest. So, but yeah, like you can do anything you want. It's just you should be able to manage your time as well.
Thank you. Because my friend, I'm just asking on behalf of my friend, she was going to attend the session, but she has not been able to. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah. As I said, like, I mean, whenever we do hire, I mean, like education qualification is the last thing we look at. We just make sure that, okay, you have bachelor's at least, because that's a minimum requirement that you should have bachelor's. Then we look for overall of your skill set, what skill set you have. And then if you have an experience, that's good. If you know, then we look at your portfolio and all, okay, what you have done. And then we come see, judge you during the interview, right?
Great.
Because during the interview, we will come to know uh, whether you are a right fit or a not. Because degree is okay, like you can be very good. I mean, if you look at my degree, probably, like, I mean, I was a very average student, okay. But yeah, when it comes down to problem solving and all, I'm quite like, I'm just saying, but yeah,
Mm.
I'm quite interested in problem solving. So I try to learn new things, and yeah, I'm quite good at problem solving rather than a very technical person. So I never wanted to be a very technical person. So that's why I kind of do this roles.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And just to add on, like, a lot of people have, like, whenever I take interviews, I've seen a lot of people are very good with technical skill. Like, if you ask them technical question, they'll tell you very well. But when you ask them in a business language, they can't answer. And that's where we feel is a gap, that you are a very technical person. We don't need those technical, because people whom you are working, they're not technical person. They won't ask you like, do this, do that. They'll ask you in a business language, right? So that's the whole thing. You should understand that business language, because data analytics is not a technical, like, not 100% technical role.
Yep.
But that is the
Thank you.
biggest gap we have. Like, I've seen a lot of people doing learning, but they don't know how to use and how to use those skills to solve the problems. That's the biggest gap. Uh, I see, especially with the, like, freshers, when we hire some junior data analysts, this is the biggest gap. I always see that they know technical, but they don't know how to use those skills to solve a problem. If you're a software developer and all, you need to be 100% technical, but this role is not kind of a technical so much, right?
Yeah.
It's
Any,
Yeah, it's almost like the data analytics is like on the cusp of being both, the Venn diagram where both of the circles are overlapping. Being able to communicate to layman people as well in layman terms, while also taking like the complex data sets and then kind of translating that for the average person or stakeholder. So I think that's what we're going to learn in our training course as well. I hope this kind of makes sense.
what kind of project should we do for our portfolio? So I'll be telling you during this course what projects you need to do. Yeah, so that's my responsibility to like give you different kind of projects which you can add into your portfolio, and that can also highlight your good data analytics skills to your recruiters, that okay, this particular person has a good uh, technical and analytical skills, which could, like, bring spotlight to your resumes. Will be
Saurav
using
sir,
AI on
uh,
a regular basis. I don't see, AI is a very buzzword, but you have to understand that AI for data analytics is just like a support thing. Okay, when you go for an interview, nobody is going to ask you how good you are with AI, to be honest. But we teach those skills because at workplace, when you start working, it will help you a lot. But you feel like AI will help you, like AI skills on the resume will help you in any way. No, it's not going to help you in any way, to be honest. You look at any job advertisement, go on Seek, look, there wouldn't be like, they need someone with AI skills and all. Yeah.
Saurav sir,
Yes, Rajan.
hello. Yeah, beside these skills, I mean, do I need to focus anything else? I mean, during the course?
Just ask questions, don't live with the doubt. That's my advice to you. And disturb me, harass me as much as you want, but don't like be shy to ask questions. I mean, sometimes like I can say about myself, like coming from India, I was very hesitant to ask questions, but now I've learned that is very important in Australia that you should not, there's no bad questions. So at my workplace, I ask very, very, very basic questions. Nobody judge you that, oh, this is very basic. He or she should know. No, don't feel that. Nobody judge here. Everyone is here to learn. So that's my only piece of advice is like ask questions. As a data analyst, it's a good thing to ask questions. We ask a lot of questions from stakeholders. And yes, whatever I ask you do it sincerely. That will help you. Nothing else. You don't need to learn anything before joining this course. Come just with a blank slate, and I'll help you to learn everything what you need in this course. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
And another thing, Rajan, we don't call sir anywhere in Australia, so Saurabh is fine.
Thank you, sir.
We have to develop this practice as well. I mean, I had the same thing, but in Australia, nobody calls sir or ma'am. Even I talk to CEO sometimes, so we just talk directly with the name. So that should also be, as I said, like
There's
it's
a
just a lot of business skills.
actually I don't call sir to anyone, but especially I mean it's a habit calling sir to my instructor or teacher. So yeah.
I get it. I am from, like I have the same thing in India, but now I've learned, and especially like if you read about history, you have to be very successful and you have to do a lot of things to get the title of sir, right? So I have not done such great thing that I should be like sir. So, but yeah, but that's okay, Rajan.
It's kind of similar problem for all of us who came to Australia. We're not originally from here.
Uh, yeah, I can understand. Especially like I mean, back in India as well. Like I mean, people even still call sir like because we have some people working in India, and when I talk to them, they call sir. But then in India, I don't stop them. I say, okay, that's fine. You can call me. But here, I stop everyone. Back in India, I don't stop it because then they take liberty that when like if you stop in India that don't call me sir, then they become too friendly with you, which I don't want. But here, it's fine. Here we are working as colleagues. Yeah.
Yeah, sort of jumping off from this point, we had a couple of candidates who were asking, about the cultural fit in Australian landscapes. How difficult is it for us, do you think?
Cultural fit is not difficult, but you have to understand few things too. So I'll tell you again, like, I mean, this is a very good question. In Australia, sometimes suppose two people are there and they both are equally good with technical skill, or maybe someone is bit less in technical skill, but is a very good cultural fit in the team, we will go with that candidate. So cultural fit is a very important thing in Australia. When you will be giving interviews, they'll ask you so many cultural fit questions. Cultural fit doesn't mean like just like, but they might ask you questions in an indirect way, like, okay, how do you deal with a difficult team member, right? So they just try to understand your how you approach with these people set problems, right? So this is a very important like requisite in Australia when you want to be successful. And there's another one of my students, she was very good with technical. Her interview was very good, but she was not getting job offers. And then one day she called me and she said, I'm very frustrated that I'm not getting jobs. Everyone says you're very good with technical skills, but you're not a cultural fit. And then I told her, like, you are good, but you sound bit like proudy, or like you have that, you have a confidence, but you don't sound very soft or polite too. And then I asked her to, like, I mentored her to change her the way she answers, and then she got a job. So sometimes, as I said, cultural fit is very important. Uh, and that's where we'll help you. What are the things where you can improve or learn as well? For example, just a simple thing as sir is an important thing. Like we don't call it here. Like even if in the interviews we never call it. So there's a few small things which makes a lot of difference as well, right? Because there'll be a lot of questions which will where they'll try to see your personality. How good you are a culturally fit in our team. Because that's important in Australia. Australia is a very diversified country. We have people from all over the world. Yeah.
And another question was about the software. We usually get questions like, I don't have a very fancy laptop or equipment or anything like that. Like, do I need any kind of software before I enroll?
I mean, even if you have a laptop 10 years old, that would work fine. I would recommend to have a Windows laptop because as a data analyst, most of the tools works on Windows. Like Power BI, it's a Microsoft tool. So Microsoft tools doesn't work on Mac products, like Apple products. So Windows laptop is, I would recommend. You don't need to have a very high configuration for Windows laptop. A basic configuration will do. Okay. But in case you don't have a Windows and you have a MacBook, then you have a like few options, like you can install a virtual Windows and do those things. So there's always a workaround. But if you have a Windows laptop, that's more than sufficient. And you don't need to have a very high configuration. Even if your laptop is 10 years old, it will still work fine. Okay.
Yeah.
And in terms of software, like SQL is free from Microsoft. Tableau, you get 2 weeks of trial, and then you get a like a public version for free. Power BI is for free. Python is for free. All you need is an Excel, which also like is not like if you have a university ID and all, you can get it for free. Otherwise, you can like as I said, you can do an online Excel thing. So yeah, that's all you need. So only licensed software is Excel, which you need. A
Okay.
lot of time when you buy a laptop, Excel comes with your laptop.
Yeah. And finally, I think, could you talk a little bit about like the salary for entry-level roles in data analyst state-wise? Is it more difficult in Sydney or like easier in like the regional roles or things like that?
Uh, See, there's a lot of people think there are like more jobs in Sydney and Melbourne. Again, I 100% agree with this fact. There is more jobs in Melbourne and Sydney, but then there is more competition as well, right? If there are 100 jobs, then there are more people in Sydney looking for data analytics jobs. Uh, Starting salary could be between 70,000 to 100,000, depending on company's budget as well. A lot of my students have got 90. Some people have also started from 75. But then, yeah, you can keep on progressing. Every time you change your job, you get a 10 to 15% of a increment as well. Another thing is like if you go in a regional area, like if you're living in Adelaide or Perth, there are less jobs, then there are less people as well. So there's less competition as well. But consider this thing that data analytics job can be a remote job. So maybe if you're in a different state, they can still allow you. Because, for example, ING, we only have office in Sydney, but we have people in Melbourne working for us, and then we have people in Brisbane working for us. So a lot of times, even if you're in a different state, companies can hire you, especially like these bit of a like small companies, they prefer to hire anyone from anywhere. Doesn't matter, right? And these big companies like Westpac, Combank, they have branches everywhere. Doesn't matter. They have in Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, everywhere. So that's it. But yeah, average salary can be between 70 to 100,000. It's only ACT sometimes which can be tricky because ACT is something like there are more government jobs, and for the government they prefer only citizens, not even PR holders. They only prefer citizens, even if you have a PR. But apart from ACT, everything is fine. And I'm not saying ACT is bad, but ACT can be a bit more challenging. Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody else have any further like questions or anything? We are nearing the end of the presentation as well.
Yeah, Arusha is the question. Yeah, we'll be helping you a lot of with the communication skill as well. I told in the presentation as well. Uh, so that will be there. So like we'll not be only taking care of technical, but a lot of business skills as well. We'll give you a lot of mock interviews. When you have a actual interview, you will have a call with me where 1 hour I'll tell you what kind of question you can expect, how to answer those questions. So we'll have a lot of one-on-one sessions as well, So don't feel that. And as I said, like data analytics jobs will grow, AI will grow as well, but data analytics will be there. And because even AI data analysts is needed there as well. So don't worry. And 2026 is a good year to start as well. Like 2025 is coming to an end. So yeah, and especially like growth in data analytics is amazing. I mean, I have been in this industry. It's amazing. It's a very relaxed work. It's a relaxed job, and you will really have a like a good career in that. Uh, so that's what all my suggestion is. I have shared my LinkedIn. You can add me on LinkedIn. You can reach out to us on the numbers given by Neha for any kind of questions. If you want to have a call with me one on one, I'm happy to do it. But yeah, yeah, if you don't have any questions, I'm good.
Yeah,
Does anyone?
basically. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
sorry, Neha, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, we are kind of like nearing the end of the session as well, and I just wanted to say, the entire once again, I repeated this in the presentation as well. The entire foundation of our program is to help the candidates, because we kind of understand, kind of trying to go through this whole ordeal all by yourself can be so frustrating, because you'll be wasting your time, your insight, your energy, and then you just don't get a call back. Your application is like not accepted, rejected without any reason or things like that. So we kind of understand the frustrations, especially for international candidates, and the entire foundation of our program is to kind of close that gap, making sure that you're not wasting your time or anything like that, because we will be guiding you until you land the job, like we said. And it's all like 100% from A to Z, both software skills as well as behavioral and communication skills. Everything is covered, from your resume, LinkedIn profile optimization, AI optimization, and all these things, everything is covered into this program. So yeah, like we said, we're nearing the end of the presentation. If there are no more questions, then I would just kind of like to close this off. In the chat, I have shared the contact details and the email of 𝐸𝑥𝑡𝑟𝑎𝑡𝑒𝑐ℎ. So just email us or call us anytime. We will provide you with the curriculum details and further details regarding the class start date and course schedule and things like that. So we will email you. So yeah, basically, if you don't have any further questions, thank you so much, everybody, for joining. We really hope that all of the insights and information was useful to you. And we just hope that you will get enrolled and you can start 2026 with like a job in data analytics. We really hope that. But yes, thank you so much, everyone. Have a great evening. I'll be closing the session now. Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Thank you.
Have a great year. Bye.
Thank you, Saurabh.